I'm a CPA and M&A advisor. I am excited to have you tonight, to have you here with me in one more day, one more life to talk about uh, exit planning. Okay, we are in this series. We started, by the way, to address the big elephant in the room that people are not talking about, that is around exit planning. So almost every single day we come to you live for about 10 minutes to talk about how you can prepare for your exit as a business owner, what you need to be thinking about, what you need to be doing to make sure you are exiting in the best possible way. And by the way, when I talk about exit, it's not only about selling your business. There are many ways you can exit. Okay. If you've been following us, you should be a little bit more aware of what exit should look like and what option you have for exiting your business as a business owner. But before I jump in our topic today, which is, are you ready for due diligence? I just want to start the same way that I try starting our life, by getting a common understanding, a common sense, a common agreement here. Okay, as business owner, you and I know that it doesn't matter how long we live, how long we run our companies, sooner or later we're gonna have to exit. Yes, we know it's absolutely and 100% certain and guaranteed that we're going to have to exit at some point from our businesses. It's inevitable, it's unavoidable. We can exit whether we transfer, we go into retirement, or we can exit by getting sick and not be able to run the company any longer, or we can exit when we die while we're still running the company. But the truth is, at some point we're gonna have to exit. So business owner, we always tell you this, and I'm gonna repeat it. It's always a good idea to plan for your exit. The sooner you begin, the luckier you become, because the more time you have to actually implement and address the gaps in your company, and therefore you can increase your company's value to get the type of results you expect to get when the time for your exit arrives. Okay, so and today we're going to be talking about whether you are ready for a due diligence. And let me give some definitions here. Okay, the first thing we need to think about is, what is due diligence and when it's necessary, and when do we often see this type of this type of process in the exit journey. Okay, as a business owner, due diligence is essentially an attempt to try to validate some piece of information we receive. Okay, business due diligence in our context is when a business owner is trying to sell their company. Okay, they're trying to sell their company, and the potential buyer is attempting to validate the statements the business owner made about the company. So one simple example is, if the business owner says, I made $1 million in revenue in 2023, during the due diligence process, the buyer and his team are going to start validating this $1 million, right? To make sure that the contracts with clients that exist is there, and the job for this income was actually done, and it's not a type of job that will need to be delivered in the future, right? So that's a revenue recognition issue that we may be dealing with there, right? So due diligence process is a very exhaustive, a very demanding process. It exposes your company naked, and it forces you to provide and create documentation that ideally you should have as a business owner. But from my experience and many practitioners' experience, what we often see is the fact that many business owners aren't ready to navigate the due diligence process because their advisors excuse me, did not prepare them, did not do a good job preparing the company for this owner's exit, right? So some of the key items, the absolute element that you need to have as a business owner when it comes time for your exit, what you need to have is good books. Okay. You really gotta have good bookkeeping in place. Business owners don't understand the value, the importance, and relevance of having good accounting until the time for due diligence arrives. Okay. 2 years ago, I was assigned to work in a client's engagement when I did my investment banking job. And this client was impossible to service because their accountant never kept their books in order, right? We didn't really have good books by which we can validate a lot of the information they were giving us. And you can guess, right? We never actually managed to take that company to the market. We never managed to show that company to any potential buyer, even though at fake, it had the appearance of a good company. Okay. And, if you go into markets like some Asian countries, African and Latin American market, where business owners are not very sophisticated, and sadly even in the US and Europe, you still see business owners who are not taking care of their bookkeeping, record keeping, accounting, financial reporting, and so forth. So as a business owner, it's really critical, it's fundamental, it's of monumental importance for you to make sure you have good bookkeeping in place. If you don't have an accountant, reach out to us. We're gonna help you. We're gonna clean up your books. We're gonna uh, straighten your accounting process, streamline it, and make it run the best possible way. Okay. So that's number one, right? Being able to produce financial information that is reliable, that is accurate, that is timely, right? Some of the key elements in the accounting process. So as a business owner, that's number one you need to have, right? Organized. Number two, you need to make sure you have your tax filed on time. You have your tax returns in good shape. Okay. So if you need if you if you plan to sell your company, the buyer is going to ask you for a lot of information. As I said, the first piece of information, or one of the largest portion of piece of information that the buyers are going to ask you, are your financial reports, right? And your financial reports come from your accounting system, right? And your accounting system needs to be reliable, need to produce accurate information, needs to produce timely information, need to produce relevant information for uh, accounting information users to make decision. In this case, it's going to be the decision to whether or not to acquire your company. Number two, I spoke on the importance and value of filing your tax returns on time. Filing your tax returns on time. You gotta have your tax records very well organized. If you don't have them, try to ask your tax preparer to send you copies or download your tax transcript so that you have a good idea whether your tax returns match or do not match your financial report from your books. Okay, that's number two. Another piece of information that potential buyers are going to ask you during the due diligence are operational data, right? Information about your employees, the hiring process, the onboarding, the training and development, and of course offboarding, right? You need to have information about your employees. You need to catalog them. You need to organize it, and you need to present it in a clear manner, in a way that makes sense for people. Okay. Other types of operational data, information about your customers, information about your vendors, information about key partners, your production systems and processes. You need to have all these information in hand so that you can navigate the due diligence process calmly and more peacefully. The truth is, this process can be as smooth as possible as long as you're prepared for it, or it could become a major disruption to your life and your business if you're not prepared for it. So, my recommendation to you is going to be, even if it's not through our help, find somebody who can help you get prepared if you are planning to sell your company. Somebody who's gonna really understand what is that process looks like for selling a company, what needs to get prepared before potential buyers start approaching your firm for acquisition. Okay, I hope this was helpful to you. We're gonna stop here, and if you need our help, we're available to assist you in any ways we can. And if we can't, we're gonna put you in touch, or we will try to put you in touch with other people who may be able to help you. If you wanna get hold of us, here's our email address. You can send your questions or comments through our email address, hello at 7exitmistakes.com. Or if you want a free copy of our ebook that is also showing up there, right, you can get that at www.luntadilapaulo.cpa.com/7exitmistakes. I hope this was helpful. And if it's helpful to you, leave a comment, and share with somebody who might need this. God bless you. Have an amazing